Hello, I'm E.L. Crane with Open Title.
I'm Gaby with Open Title.
And we are Open with Open Title podcast. We're here each and every Thursday. Is it Thursday or Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. We're here every Wednesday doing this. You know, my mind bad. I haven't stopped at specs yet. So anyway.
They're still closed.
They are still closed. No, they're open now. They're 10 o'clock. They're open. You know, people talk about, well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. My attitude is if specs is open, I'm open. So there you go. I don't need 5 o'clock. But this Open with Open Title. And today, Gaby, I want to talk about the classes we have coming up, the diversity of the classes.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me. And most importantly, agents understanding why they need to be in the classroom.
Yes.
Okay. And I'll start with yesterday. You don't know, I didn't share with you yesterday. I'm now on the education committee over at the Greater Houston Builders Association.
Oh, nice.
So I'll be a part of setting the curriculum. Don't think for 1 minute I'm not going to be self-serving.
Houston, we have a problem.
So we have that going on. So let's see what we've done in 2026. We're going to have at least one class per month at a Greater Houston Builders Association. Yes. At least one per month. Then we have multiple classes scheduled at the training center, our training center over in the gallery area. Then we have multiple classes at different builders.
Yes.
Okay. I talked to Lori Evans yesterday of Hillwood Communities. She's going to be participating, and she's going to be reaching out to you because we're going to do one bus tour per quarter.
Nice.
Okay. And we're going to do Legacy out in Lake City because they're sold out in Pomona.
Oh, really?
They're sold out in Pomona.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and she said in our meeting yesterday, EL needs to be on that committee because if you're never sat in one of his classes, you need to understand the value of being in one of the classes. Of course, I said, I didn't pay for that statement, but thank you very much, Lori. But it's one of those situations where our job is to elevate, create different opportunities for the agents and the builders and the lenders, but most importantly, show them how to do more with what they have.
And for some agents that have already been to some of your classes and they see the exact same class coming up in a couple of weeks or next month, trust me, I sit at every single one of his classes.
And I'm not the same.
The
title might be the same.
But every single class is different. Because some people are like, hey, are you coming? Like, well, I took that class like 3 months ago. Like, trust me, it's different. And you learn always new things every single time, even though the title of the class is
And what I do is, and to add to that, when I do a class, I learn from teaching that class myself. Yes. So that I can add some more value to the next class. Or I might take out a slide, or I might reconstruct a slide with a different message because of things are going on in the marketplace. Or we might even like we're going to be in Katy tomorrow. Okay, we'll be in Katy tomorrow. Well, the Katy market is different than the Pearland market, and the Pearland market is different from Sugarland, and Sugarland is different from the Woodlands. So when we're in these markets, we tailor these classes to those markets.
Yes.
And that's what makes us really, really different. And so like Gaby and I are working with multiple builders and multiple lenders and multiple real estate brokerages. They're all different. They're not only different in name, they are different, period. So we have to address our classes based upon the needs of those different brokerages, those different lenders, and those different builders. So when we say open with open title, it's not just the transaction. It's also about being flexible enough to deliver what you need and stuff like that. So that's what we're doing over there. And I was a little taken aback by Lori yesterday. She said, well, I need to reach out to Gaby. But I'm standing right here. What about me? She says, you're just up there to talk. Gaby is the one that puts everything together. I'm like, you know what? No, my self-esteem is not taking a beating right now. So, stuff like that. So we have that going on. We have personalized refinance program going for lenders.
Yes.
Okay. Gaby and I have specific codes to give our lenders assistance to lower the cost because we know, especially on the refinance cash out, that you can't exceed 3% of the loan amount. So our special allows you to make sure you stay in that frame, but also we're creating an environment where you can do even more business because we're going to help with that.
But they need to contact us
directly,
so we can allocate that transaction with a specific code.
Exactly, because if you go through our portal, you're going to get the traditional. But if you go directly through Gaby or myself, then we can code it to let people know, here, the discount is associated with this one here, or the program. So then with one of our builders yesterday, he sent me an email. He said, well, ABC is doing such and such and such and such and such. I said, well, I have a program that's specifically tailored for you. What? Yes. Specifically tailored for you. And I sent him the information. He said, oh my God. We are at the front of the line. We're not at the back line. What is it? We are proactive, not reactive.
We're not cookie cutters.
No.
We don't do one for all.
No.
We tailor our programs, we tailor our classes, we tailor our events, we tailor everything to specific clients, specific builders, specific lenders.
We don't do a luxury showcase for a $5 million home the way we do it for a luxury showcase for a $2 million home. Nope. Even though they are luxury homes, but $5 million versus $2 million, that's a $3 million difference. So you can't. So like you said, one size does not fit all. No. So
and I'm excited about the luxury showcase we're going to have in a couple of weeks. I know. It's almost a $5 million house. Yeah. Beautiful house. And yes.
She had me at parking. We had all the parking out there. It's like I would have my whole family reunion there. All right, because I'd have room, and then I can close the gate and keep all my relatives that I don't want there. I got relatives you don't want around, okay? Because
just don't call them.
Huh?
Just don't call them. Don't invite them.
Somebody gonna tell them. Somebody gonna tell them. Because when I tell you I'm my mother's child, I would say, who invited you? Because it wasn't me. I'm that person. So, but now one of the things that you're doing with your builder clients and your brokerages for 2026, what's different from 2026 to 2025 for you?
For me, well, I learned a lot from 2025, right? I know what works. I know what doesn't work.
Yes.
So some of the things that we're doing is, well, I'm trying to sit down with each one of them and listen to their experience. What are their needs now? Rates are going down.
Yes.
Most of them have issues with their marketing. They don't know how to market. They don't know who to contact. Like, let's say lenders, right? Like now that rates are going down, it's a good time to contact your past clients that bought houses at a higher rate.
That's right.
And offer them refinances. Yeah. They're like, oh, I never thought about that. How can I do that? Just phone call? Like they have no idea on how to do that, right? Because they can get some business by refinances. So I'm trying to connect with them.
Yes.
Get with them, offer them the resources that Open Title has for them,
right?
So they can market their business, so they can grow their business, and we can all have more clients.
Yeah, it was like we had our statewide call today this morning.
Yes.
And everybody was sharing, and listings are staying online longer than normal. So we were literally kind of sharing with each other on how to get these listings out. But I got off the phone call and I was triggered by the phone call. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get with some of our lenders and package something with some of our agents who have listings and tell the agents, you are going to buy down the rate instead of lowering the price. You're going to buy down the rate and you're going to market that way. That'll give us some traction. So now we can compete with the builders.
And here's the thing that I've learned. Sometimes realtors do not partner with lenders, right?
Right.
By the time that an agent gets a client, they are already pre-approved or whatnot, and they go with that pre-approval letter.
Mm-hmm.
When an agent partners with a lender or a lender partners with an agent,
Right.
you can do something like what you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because I get a client, I said, you know what? I have this lender that will help you by buying some points down, lowering the rates,
Yes.
doing this, doing that. They have offer. So then you're helping the lender,
Mm-hmm.
you're helping your client get a better deal,
Mm-hmm.
and you're helping yourself by actually being able to.
And that's literally what we do around it. We're finding ways so everybody wins. Finding ways everybody wins.
Let me tell you an example. Last year, my daughter and son-in-law bought a house.
Yes.
And I had recommended her a couple of lenders, and they had their pre-approval letters and whatnot. Well, the seller had a deal that if they used their lender, they were offering, like something, a buy down for a year or 2 years, and they were offering some incentives by using their lender. Now, when I ask, do they know each other or whatnot? No, they were not, relatives. They were partners. And they decided to go with this lender because of those incentives and those buy downs that they were offering. They were able to buy the house. So it was a win-win for the agent, for their client, and for the lender.
And see, and by bringing creativity to the table, that's when you make something happen. And we can be accused of a lot of things over here. Please accuse us of being creative. We are very creative over here. We are creative with, like people have asked me, I don't know if they've asked you, Gabby, why does it say that you and Gabby are the publishers of the listing guide? Because we are. We created the listing guide. We found a niche.
Yes.
To be able to assist and help our realtors, builders, and lenders get more exposure, which only benefits us. Because when the market does pick up, all those agents that are in our listing guide, they're going to reward us with those transactions. And so when we say we're the publishers, we're not making that up. We are the ones who created.
We created the concept. We created the magazine. We get the listings. We get all the information needed for the listing, for the magazine. We publish it. We distribute it with our own resources, and we get the sponsors. We get this. So we do everything from start to finish.
And that's what makes us different. Like when the builders say yesterday, well, the other title company does this. I said, but they don't do this. Or they don't do that. Like we had at my networking function this morning, they had a builder there, right? A builder who shall remain nameless. Okay. And
big one?
Yeah, big one. Okay. And I know the builder. I would never refer to this builder. And they was trying to match make me with her, And I and I said, yeah, I'm very familiar with your product, but I'm also very familiar with your philosophy. So your philosophy doesn't match with my brand. And she said, can you explain that? And I did. And she did not push back. Because that company's philosophy does not match with my personal brand. It doesn't match with our open title brand. And I told her, she said, I said, I have to be honest. In your price point, I would never refer one of my agents to you. I wouldn't even teach a class because they introduced me to do a teacher class. I said, I wouldn't even teach a class for you. And she was like,
curious. What's their philosophy? Don't say the name of the builder, but what is about their philosophy that doesn't?
How they mistreat realtors.
Oh,
our job is to elevate realtors and put realtors in a space to win. So what do I look like aligning myself with an institution that does everything in their power to diminish the value of the realtor?
Is that the one that Then they don't pay them.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, yes. So it was this
bad
was
builder.
yeah,
Bad
bad builder. So this was not going to happen at all.
Nope.
And the person who thought this was a good idea to match make me with them is like, what are you high? You know, no. So and that's another thing we do. We're going to help you protect your brand.
Yes.
We're going to help you protect your brand.
And we're not afraid of saying no to
Yes.
a builder or
Right.
to a lender or to a credit union or even firing someone,
Right.
firing an entire brokerage, firing an agent.
Yes.
If and I get dragged into that. Because if that does not align with who we are,
Right.
what we believe, and we're just not going to do it.
Yeah. And see, thinking being representative of your brand. We had the conversation because you put a beautiful marketing piece together. We are very representative of your brand. We want to elevate your brand. We want to enhance the value of working with you and letting people know that you work with professionals.
Mhm.
Okay. So you never have to worry about Gabby and I showing up for an event that is what is it? Showing up for an event like we're getting ready to go to a picnic. You never have to worry about that. All
Well,
right.
first of all, he will never go to a picnic if it's outside.
That's outside.
So
Do
there's no way.
no. I won't even do the patio at a restaurant, okay?
But you're right. We represent ourselves. We
Right.
represent Open Title, but we also represent our clients. So we're never going to. We're an extension of them. Right?
Yes.
So we're never going to diminish our brand, and we're never going to diminish their brand.
And you have to ask, they say, why are you that way? Because Gabby and I have, well, yeah, Gabby and I are the same, but very, very different. But we have one core flaw. We're never going to embarrass you, and we're never going to allow you to embarrass us.
Nope.
That is not happening.
Nope.
So, but that's the thing. And people need to understand that's the thing. So we're the same way with our clients on behalf of our clients. I was asked the other day, why don't y'all have something every day in the training center? I said I would love the training center to be pumping out business and getting bookings each and every day. But I don't want just anything in the training center. You know, this is for real estate professionals, people in the real estate industry, and doing things differently. You want me to compromise? That's not going to happen.
No.
It's not going to happen. So when we're building out relationships, when we say open with Open Title, we're not just looking at just the transaction. We're looking at how we can grow business together with you.
Okay, that brings me to some agents that I've experienced in the last year. And please, if you're a realtor, don't do this.
Right?
Agents that go through the entire process,
Right.
and then when it comes to the closing table, they don't even show up. And they don't show up, and they just call and say like, "Hey, can you wire me my commission?" Their clients have called me personally
Right.
afterwards, asking some questions, asking some stuff. And I said, "Have you contacted your client?" She's like, "He's not responding. She's not responding."
Yeah, you got the check.
They got the check. So please leave them as a one transaction. And what you are missing if you're doing that is number one, they're not going to refer you to their family or friends. Number two, people don't stay in their houses forever.
No, they do not.
Most likely in 5-10 years, they're going to try to
They're
sell
out.
that property and buy a new one because they want to downsize, because of work, because whatever. They're not going to call you again. They're going to look for someone else.
They're going to shut you down and shut you out.
Exactly.
They're going to shut you down and shut you out.
And just remember, when you go to a restaurant
Yes.
and you like the food, I know you personally, if you are really amazed by a food or a drink or the service, you will say it.
Yes.
But most of the people share the bad experiences
Right.
more than the good experiences.
That is very
right?
true. That's very true.
I don't know why. It takes the same amount of time to
Yes.
write a good review than a bad review.
That's right.
But most people tend to think that good customer service, good food, good drinks at a restaurant or a place is what they should be getting.
Right.
So when they don't get what they're expecting, they immediately grab the phone, call
Yeah.
people, post on social media.
Oh yeah,
Post
they
on
go all
Yelp,
out.
post
They
on
go all out.
it's so easy for them to start telling about the bad experience they got with an agent or with a lender.
Well, see, I always use the analogy this here. You and I can go into a bar and buy everybody a drink.
Yes.
All right. But then you and I get in an argument. They forgot we bought them a drink. They will only talk about the argument. They didn't say these two people bought drinks for everybody in the bar. That is like, oh, let me get my drink. But boy, if we would start an argument.
Well, first of all, they're not only going to remember, they're going to record us having
an exactly. They're going to record.
People tend to do that because on their phone, it's like, oh, there's a fight.
Exactly. And see, I saw, and it's funny you said it. I saw a reel last night. And you know how people assume? People assume, right? So this guy assumed that this very laid back, quiet individual was a pushover. Okay. But this guy wasn't. All right. So the guy that came in, the guy was sitting at a table and some kind of thing. The guy said, "Why are you at my table?" He said, "This is a public restaurant. They told me to take a seat anywhere I wanted to take it. I sat here. He said, I can see the 3 games I'm interested in from this table." The guy hovering over him, trying to intimidate, he says, "But this is my table. I need you to move." And the guy had his food, he had his drinks, he had taken his laptop out, whatever he was doing, whatever he was there. All right. So the guy hovered on him, closed his laptop. The guy sitting down says, "Why would you do that?" He says, "I told you to get out of my seat." He says, the guy sitting down says, "Public space. I was told to choose a place to sit. I chose this place, and I'm not moving." But very calm, didn't get loud, didn't get outrageous. The other guy got loud, got outrageous, making a scene. All right. The guy sitting down says, "Are you that bored that you need that kind of attention?" The guy standing over him is getting hot. Right. He says, "I will break you in half." This is what the guy standing up telling the guy sitting down. The guy sitting down says, "I'm not breakable." Now, this throws the other guy back. He thought the break you in half was going to move him. It didn't. Guy says, "I'm not breakable." He then slides the guy's food off the table onto the floor. Guy stand up, says, "I bet you'll move now." The guy got up, picked up the food off the ground, put it on there. He says, "I don't want the restaurant employees to have to do any extra work because you made a mess." This is what he tells the guy standing over him. Now, the guy is still looking to get a reaction out the guy that was sitting down. The guy sat back down, asked the waitress, "Could you please order me the same thing I just had ordered? We had an accident over here." He didn't say the guy threw it. He said, "We had an accident over here. Can I order the same thing?" Now, this guy, the bully, I'm going to call him, could not get a reaction out the guy sitting down. So he lifts the guy up from his chair. And the guy that was sitting down says, "I'm not an invalid. I can stand up on my own." Still not getting a reaction. The bully spins him around so he can face him, right? He says, "I'm going to have to break you in half." The guy that was sitting down says, "I'm not breakable." The big guy threw a punch. The guy moved out the way. Big guy threw another punch. The guy moved out the way. The guy that was sitting down kicked him in his knee and dropped him to the ground. Because if you hit somebody's knee, you going down. All right. The guy goes down. The guy that was sitting down then elbowed the guy and knocked him out. And then said to the waitress, "We have another mess over here. Can somebody help clean it up?" You just don't know who you're dealing with. You can't make assumptions. That's why it's so important to know who's on your team. And that's why we do what we do, because we want you to know exactly who's on your team. Gabby handles things one way, I handle things another way. I am the voice without restraint.
Okay.
I'm the voice without restraint. I'm the one that you're in the crowd, you're saying, did he just say that? I'm that guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
And
the one that, oh my God, he's
yeah,
wrong.
that's her. Okay. But as how we work together, it's great balance. So when we say open with open title, you get the full package.
Yes.
You get the full package. Gabby's bilingual, and she's also my tester.
Yes.
She's my
See?
tester. She told quit saying they speak English bilingual until I talk to them. You don't know if they speak English, because I thought Spanglish was the same thing. It's not.
Just because you don't understand what they're saying, that means they're speaking Spanish.
Right. But see, that was me. I didn't know. It all sounded the same to me. It literally sounded the same to me. Then I come to find out people I've known for years, I thought they were speaking Spanish. They're not. Not even close. Learn something new every day.
Yeah. So and the reason is not wanting to be like, oh, I do know how to speak Spanish. No, the reason is if we're gonna put this person in front of our clients,
yes,
it needs to be a quality. If we are saying that they're bilingual and they speak Spanish, they truly need to speak Spanish. We're not going to do things halfway.
Exactly. And we need to do a better job in this industry of being more representative of the clientele.
Yes.
So that's one thing we do, because we have four. Yeah, we have four bilingual staff members. Karina, you, Debbie, and Christina.
Yeah.
So we have, we have that covered. I just speak money myself. That's the only language I know is money. So now we have our classes coming up, right?
Yeah.
If you, what classes do you want us to teach for agents when we go into different presentations? What class do you want us to teach?
Classes that we're not teaching right
Yes.
now?
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the most important ones that I think everyone needs is customer service.
Okay.
Customer service is a must.
Especially after this class we took.
Yes. So customer service, luxury customer service,
Yes.
because again, luxury customer service doesn't mean that you're just servicing when it's a luxury.
Right.
You have to provide luxury customer service.
High level.
Doesn't matter what.
Right.
I think marketing will be another one. And I'm not talking about marketing as post on social media or things like that. Ways that they can market themselves, market their products, market their listings, market their loans, market, anything that they have.
Any and all.
Can we teach creativity?
I think we can give them a class based upon allowing them to expand their thinking, to be more creative.
I feel like that's something also like most people need, and not only in this industry, but they are very this is how it's done, and this is
very boxed in, very cookie
boxy.
cutter.
Yes. So that would be great. What else do I think?
I just thought about something. That's a good class. Marketing with an edge, or new marketing, because we teach marketing concepts, but new marketing concepts. Or how about building out a marketing program that's based upon your personality?
How about, okay, I love my cousin.
Yes. Oh God, she does.
She's very helpful. And she's not on payroll, and she works a lot.
Well, I'm anti-robot myself.
But let me tell you, so some people don't know, and I include myself, on how to take advantage of all these resources and technology that's popping up right now for making videos, for creating content, for creating pictures, for just I still receive some emails sometimes that I'm like, did you proofread this? Or like it's awful. So I'm getting a couple of times.
Yeah, but see, Gabby doesn't let anything. Yeah, but Gabby doesn't let anything go. Gabby proofreads, and I've even commended her. She has an eye. I know what I want, but that doesn't necessarily line up with the presentation portion of it. I know I wanted to say this, but the layout and the presentation, those are the kind of things that Gabby addresses and as we move forward. So now, so the creativity class with the marketing.
What do you think if you had to put on like one or two new classes, what would you do?
If I had one or two classes, one would be customer outreach. And what I mean by customer outreach, not reaching out to new customers, reaching out to customers you already had. Remember, I always talk about reintroducing yourself.
Yes.
I would build out a class that's strictly built upon recalibrating relationships you already have in place. All right. When you have to, we don't spend enough time reintroducing ourselves. How many classes? I learned in a class, I was in a class a few years ago, and the instructor said, stay connected to 50 people in your industry, in the business that you're in, and you will increase your yearly revenue by $100,000. Say 50. That's $2,000 per person. So stay aligned with 50 people. That means they're advocating for you. That means they're sharing your posts. That means they're sharing your flyers.
Yes.
They are all advocates for you in how they do things.
Well, and I also read somewhere years ago that it's easier to keep the client that you already have than
Yes.
get a new client.
Right. And we've been doing that lately.
Yes.
We've been reintroducing ourselves because we had a situation came up. It was yesterday, right? About the GHBA class. We changed the lender.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. One of our lenders, they had to back out at the last minute. I immediately picked up the phone, called the other lender. They said, "Oh, that's perfect for us." They jumped right in. So, and I'm actually glad it happened because this is the difference. The original lender was not being proactive with their team. The lender we traded out, they've already sent it out to all of their team and all their relationships and stuff like that, because that told me right then, okay, reactive versus proactive.
Mm-hmm.
Reactive versus proactive.
Well, and another thing that I think it's important in pointing that out
Right.
is the fact that if you get told no once, a lot of people are like, "Oh, I already called them. I said something or I did
Right.
something, and they said no," and then they forget about it.
That's right.
One no, why would people be like, they rejected me, or they said they didn't want to work with me, or they didn't need my services right now?
Right.
They never keep in touch. Don't take it personally,
Right.
first of all.
Mm-hmm.
It's a no to the product or the service, or maybe it was not the right time, but keep present, keep being there, keep being visible to these people. You might get a couple of no's, but then at one point you might get a yes.
Now, it's applicable, not applicable. I'm gonna tell you a story. My dad. Okay. My father says, young men don't listen. Would ladies agree with that?
Say it again. Young men.
Young men and men, young men and men, we don't listen.
So men in general.
Men in general don't listen, right? Okay. So my father said, we like, Dad, what you talking about? You don't listen. But this had to do with dating. Okay. But it's like you just said, it's when you don't take no, or no today doesn't mean it's not going to be yes tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So my father was telling me and my brothers about when you are dating a woman, a lot of times they'll tell you no, right? And when you're dating a woman, a lot of times they'll say don't or don't do that. Mm-hmm. Okay. A lot of times you're dating a woman, you'll say no, stop or stop it. My father says put them together. No, don't stop.
I'm speechless. I don't know how to respond to that. So On to the next topic.
That was the original EL. But it goes to what you said. Just no right now does not necessarily mean no forever. That's how my father was saying. He said, because we don't listen.
That is like you just listen to what you want to listen. Your dad just listened to what he wanted to listen and not the whole picture. So we'll get
But they not.
analyze this. And I'll get back with you.
That's the original EL, people. That's not my fault. That's my father's fault. The man I'm named after. But he said, and just I was laughing. Me and my brother would fell on the floor laughing. We was laughing so hard. And like, okay, it makes sense on one level.
It doesn't.
But but applicable, you can't let a no stop you. That's what he's saying. A no should not stop you in business. I'm talking about business. No, I'm saying that a no should not stop you in business. That's what I'm saying. It comes from personal side. I remember I did do a disclosure, but it goes from the same thing. No should not stop you. All right, because we all know what we want to do, but we might have to change gears to get to where we want to go. That's why no should not stop you. That's not like, or no, not today. Like when you fire somebody, you have told yourself, this is not going anywhere. Like we fired a brokerage. This is not going anywhere. We know it's not going anywhere. So we're not going to invest any more time. But we've had other brokerages that it was no today, but we nurtured it along and it turned it into yes later on. So when we're saying never, ever give up, never restrain yourself, always like my today's music mindset was sledgehammer. Okay, take a sledgehammer to all those things that interfere with you being successful. Take a sledgehammer to them, knock them out of the way. Because if you allow those things that inhibit you, you can never grow and you can never get to where you want to go. So you have to take a sledgehammer to it. And that's all about mindset and attitude.
Yes.
You know, and when we do our classes, when we do our RMG classes, when we do our C classes, when we do our trainings, it's all about addressing the mindset component to make sure that we are facilitating on your behalf so that we can do the best job and be representative of your interests. And like one of the things I'm going to do after this recording is to go over there and reach out to the lenders and say, hey, we need to put a one pager together for all of the listing agents. This is what we can do for you. If your seller is willing to do this, we'll do this. And that's the kind of thing that I want to do. So I'm not taking that. No, I'm not taking the stand. No, it's not selling right now. I'm taking the stand of, I got to find a way to get it sold. And that's all I was saying, Gabby. Thank you very much.
You know what other class would be nice? How to network. And when I said network, I mean, a lot of people think it's going to a function and pass business cards. How to network and how to make those connections with other people and ask for help. Ask, hey, how we can partner, how we can work together. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people don't know how to do that, and they are limiting themselves. They're doing a disservice to themselves and to their bank accounts.
But they're being wallflowers, like, or most people don't network with purpose.
Or they don't network on the right places.
That too, absolutely correct. They don't network in the right places. But like, what is it? I heard this again. I had heard it many times before. Everywhere you go, you should be the prom queen. Okay. And how do you become the prom queen? No. The prom queen has the attention of everybody because they voted for her. So if you're going to go network, you need to navigate that room, introduce yourself to introduce what you do and why you should be the prom queen. You know, and most people just don't do that. You know, you have people who walk into a room, they have presence, but they don't even know how to use it. Yeah, people who don't have presence, but they know how to navigate a room. All right. I used to tell, my thing was, whenever you do something, make sure you leave something on the table that's memorable. All right. Well, they say, yeah, what does that mean? What's going to make you memorable? What's going to make you stand out? I would always say, I can hold my liquor. I would always say, what makes you special? I can hold my liquor. I'm like, what the hell they have to do with mortgage lending, title, and builder sales? But you're gonna remember that.
This industry makes you drink.
Yeah, you're gonna remember that. But the people that say, well, I've been in the business so many years and I could do this and I could do that. So you're saying the exact same thing that every other person in your profession is saying. I asked you what made you different. Like when we talk about the open title, when we say open title, we're growth partners, we're facilitators, we're access, we are barrier breakers, we're creative. We create an environment for you to be more successful because that allows us to be more successful. We don't let our egos stop us from helping somebody because we think they're less than. Everybody is a luxury client.
Yes. Doesn't matter the price point of the
No.
transaction. We treat everyone.
Yeah, and the fact that last week we actually had to re-educate people. They thought we only did luxury transactions.
No.
All right, so we had to re-educate. No, we do transactions, and we will give you the same level of service on $100,000 transaction as well as a $4 million transaction. You're gonna get the same level of service. So at the end of the day, when you open with open title, you're gonna get the creativity, you're going to get the humor, you're going to get the value, you're going to get the professionalism, you're going to get the outreach, you're going to get the marketing, you're going to get the support, and you're going to get the elevation.
And you get to hang out with us and maybe a couple of drinks.
There you go. There you go. Either in the restaurant or in the parking lot.
Okay, I know this is out of topic, but did you remember what event or why you needed my margaritas thing or not yet?
Not yet.
So people, yesterday he said like, oh, I'm doing something and I'm gonna need your margarita, but I don't remember what it is. And I said, okay. So later you call me and I said like, hey, have you remembered? Like, no, this was 2 days ago.
I know, but it's going to trigger me. It's like something that's going to be in February, and I just cannot remember how the conversation.
I just hope you don't call me one day. It's like, hey, I need your margarita like now. Like,
No. I'm gonna remember. It's just I have to, you know how I am, Gabby. I gotta be triggered. So I'll be triggered and I'll remember what it is. But this totally had to do with setting up margarita stations. And I said, Gabby makes the best scratch margarita out there. And I just could not remember who I was talking to because they said, yes, I want to do that. They literally said, yes, I want to do that. But my mind bad. This should not be shocking to you. It should not. So as we wind down, Gabby and I don't drink wine either. No. Wine is Kool-Aid, people. We don't.
I just don't like it.
It don't taste right to me.
Like,
no.
You know what I've been drinking lately?
What's that?
Remember you and I went for lunch once and I ordered this drink that you said that if I was drinking a salad that I had mezcal.
Yeah, your salad drink.
I recreated it. So I went and get mezcal. So I'm mixing tequila and mezcal.
Really?
Oh my God, it's so good.
Really? What'd you put in it? Just the two together? Did you dress it up?
Of course. So I do tequila, mezcal, just a little bit because it's smoky. Cucumber juice, a little margarita mix, limes, and a piece of jalapeno. I have not put the cilantro on that.
A salad margarita. That's totally a salad margarita.
Our producer here is like, yeah.
It's a salad margarita.
You should try.
Who knew? So yeah, but it's those kind of things. So
those kind of things.
Okay, like now, what's my question?
Okay, so this question is not related, but I know this episode is gonna come out probably in a week or two. Super Bowl predictions. Who's winning?
Los Angeles Rams.
That's because you're from LA.
That's exactly
so
right.
I'm gonna have to say the Houston Texans, but be more taking aside that you're from LA and I'm here in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Who's playing?
Okay, the Rams are playing the Chicago Bears this weekend. They're going to win.
Okay.
Okay. San Francisco is playing Seattle this weekend.
I go San Francisco.
Okay. I believe San Francisco should win, but I think Seattle might win.
Really?
Yeah, because they're playing at home. That's a tough place to play.
Doesn't matter. We played in Pittsburgh and we won.
Okay.
So I'll go 49ers on that one.
Okay. So now the Texans are playing the Patriots.
Texans all the way.
Now, let me break it down as a nonpartisan, okay? The New England offense is not like the Pittsburgh offense. Let's start right there. They don't have an octogenarian playing quarterback in New England, okay? But should the Texans' defense prevail, because they got an amazing defense, I'm going to give it that. They have an amazing defense, all right? And then Buffalo is playing. That's a shame. I forgot who Buffalo was playing.
I don't know, but I'm going Buffalo.
Oh, Denver.
Oh, wrong. Oh, yeah, no. I'm going with Josh Allen on this one.
Okay. So Buffalo is playing Denver. Mm-hmm. I think Houston can beat Buffalo, but I don't think Houston can beat Denver.
Okay. Yeah. Buffalo, Denver. Who's winning? I'll have to go.
I'm going with Josh Allen. I think that's what I'm saying. I think if Houston beats New England and Buffalo beats Denver, Houston can beat Buffalo and go to the Super Bowl. I agree with that. All right. But if Denver wins and Houston wins, I don't think Houston can beat Denver. And this is why. Denver's defense is just behind Houston's defense. And they have even more sacks than Houston's defense. I think they might even set the record for team this year. Yeah, so that's why it is his catch-can situation. But at the end of the day, I'm just looking for 4 great games.
Yes.
And a great Super Bowl, because I root for my hometown team for obvious reasons, but I also love a great game. I love a great game.
And I gotta give it to you. I watched football all weekend long, and we had really good games.
Yes.
And then we had some boring games. Saturday night, the last game, I don't even remember.
Green Bay and Chicago.
Green Bay.
No, that was exciting.
No, it was the last game. Oh my God,
pointless. San Diego. No, it was Los Angeles Chargers, whoever they lost to. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And that's how Houston started with the Steelers. And I'm like, is this a repeat from last time?
It did. And then the turnover started and stuff like that. So I'm E.L. Crane.
I'm Gaby Poses.
We are with Open Title, and this is Open with Open Title. And we kind of skirt around.
Yes, we talk about everything.
Yeah, talk about a little everything.
We should bet. We should bet who.
Bet on that Houston that Houston not going to the Super Bowl. Okay. I'll bet. Here's our bet.
People.
Here's the bet. If you win and Houston goes to the Super Bowl, I get the tequila you want. I win if Houston doesn't go to the Super Bowl and you get the whiskey I want.
Okay, no. You're just betting on the Texans.
Oh, absolutely.
They win or they lose. No, just you. If your Rams go to the Super Bowl, I'll get you the whiskey. Wow.
See, same thing. Same thing. So we got to, So, how about this? If Houston goes to the Super Bowl, I will buy you a bottle of tequila.
Okay.
There we go. And if the Rams go to the Super Bowl, you buy me a bottle of whiskey.
It doesn't matter. Only if they go to the Super Bowl.
Only if they go to the Super Bowl.
And not if they.
No. Just the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Fair enough. Bye, people.
Adios.